What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Whack Weekly. I am your host, Frank Whack. Today we're talking about GlitchCon 2017. This review, just like the last review, will be just a little different. It's going to be more of a likes versus dislikes sort of format, or as I'm going to put it, pros versus cons. Unintended. I just also want to really quickly say that if you disagree with me and my thoughts on the convention itself and you think it was better or worse, that's okay. This is my thoughts and opinion. This is my review video. To start, we're going to talk about the location. We're going to start with a pro. The Holiday Inn staff, as always, is nice, courteous. They love our community. It's always great to come to the Holiday Inn at Springdale for this convention. It's a great area. Shout outs to the Holiday Inn. We're going to keep this train rolling with another pro, because also the scenery around the area is great. It's wonderful for photo shoots. You can find just about any kind of feel you're looking for in a photo shoot for any kind of character. It's wonderful. Everything around the Holiday Inn is great and spectacular. It's a wonderful location for a convention because it's nearby food, it's nearby gas stations, it's nearby other hotels. But we do want to get into our first con of the convention, and that is the differences in lighting in some of the rooms. And this is one of the smallest gripes I have. It seems like every different room in the Holiday Inn has a different form of lighting, and with that means that every time I walk into a different room and try to take a picture of a cosplayer or something, I have to adjust my settings on my camera to make sure I get a good shot. And that can take, you know, it takes minutes, but that's time and energy it takes, and I have to get the cosplayer to stand there and pose for me for 2 minutes at a time, and they're just sitting there like, oh my god, can this guy hurry up? And it's annoying, both to me and to them. And finally, for location, we're going to start with it. We're going to end with another con, and that is what I want to call the dungeon. The dungeon is a phrase that has been used for cons forever. It's kind of that part of the con that is tucked away in a weird location. And unfortunately, it's just a side effect of the two-building scheme that we almost have to do for GlitchCon because it's so big. We have, you know, the Holiday Inn where all your panels are, the Expo Hall, Artist Alley, the tabletop gaming was there this year, and the main events were in its own building. It's in a different building, and it feels isolated and it feels distant. So it's a problem that might just not have a fix. Main events being in the other building was the best option because, you know, years before it had been the tabletop games were in there, and there were people at the con that didn't even know they had a tabletop gaming room because it was in the other building. It's still separated from the rest of the convention, and that's not good. We're gonna move on to the guests, and we start the guest with another pro. Dawn and Miley were awesome guests. The mainliners were fantastic. It's really cool to meet down-to-earth people that are in kind of, I want to call it celebrity status, I guess. Celebrity-ish status. They're people like us, and that's why I say ish. We're gonna continue on this train with another pro. The performances were great from what I got to see. And I say that because I didn't get to see many. I was busy with panels or pictures or just so much stuff that I was doing that I didn't get a chance to see many of the performances. But from what I did see was fantastic. Hearing from other con-goers and staff and the people that did get to see more of the performances, I didn't hear any complaints. I didn't hear anything bad. I heard it was great, it was funny, it was spectacular, it was amazing. All the performances were wonderful, so that gets a pro. And we're actually ending the guest with a third pro, which is awesome. The cosplay guests were also amazing. Jenny Belly, Jakey, or as Corey would say it, Jakey! I had to throw that joke in there. And Sledge were all awesome people. They're all really cool. They're really informative. They're really nice. They're easy to come to. They're very experienced cosplayers, you could tell by just the outfits they had and the armor they were wearing, how they held themselves. It's really cool to meet them. But GlitchCon had it on point. Savvy Sunshine does a great job running all the cosplay stuff. Keep it up, Savvy. We love you. Not a pro, not a con. Just kind of want to throw it out there and make sure. Corey J. Phillips did a wonderful job emceeing the event. Events. We're going to talk about events next. And we actually start with another pro. The cosplay contest, again, ran wonderfully. It was well-timed. It was well-placed. Everybody had their time to shine. Everybody had their time to do what they want. It was wonderful. And the intermission between all the people getting on stage and doing their thing and leaving, and the cosplay judges doing their final totals and stuff, was well taken care of by Take One Improv, and that was great. I think it was really, really cool to see them all. Like I said, it was really well ran, it was really well timed. It didn't feel like anything was really dragging on and on and on. Like I said, everybody had their chance to shine. We're actually going to continue with another pro. There's a lot of pros at this con, it's a really good con. There's a good variety of panels. There were, you know, all kinds between informative, fandom Q&A, guest panels, and an hour with Susie. What could you want? What else could you want? We actually have to go back to a con now, unfortunately. There was a silent auction. Did anybody know there was, anybody other than staff know there was a silent auction? We found out about it via word of mouth, like, as it was being set up on Sunday, and that's not good. I don't remember it being on the schedule anywhere. I don't remember it being announced in main events at all. It just seemed like it was something that was thrown together. I wish that the silent auction would have been more than what seemed like an afterthought. And unfortunately, we have another con, and this one is in the form of a lack of panel staff. And what I mean by this is there were lots of panels, to my knowledge, that ran late, forcing a lot of panels to start late and not have, you know, that full hour that they're prepared for. So I wanted to mention that. Maybe next year have a little bit more staff in the terms of coming into panels maybe 5-10 minutes before the next panel is supposed to start and be like, hey, you're running low on time, just wrap it up, okay? Cool. And that's all that really needs to be said. Next, we're going to talk about arts and vendors. And we'll start with another pro. The Expo Hall was a great addition to this con. You gave them the big room where main events used to be last year. And that's great. And you added things to it so that it felt felt like there was more going on. But like I said, there was different things. Other than the vendors that were in there, there was like the spa apocalypse where people could, you know, get rusted up and look wastelandery, and that's cool. I didn't get a chance to do any of that, but that's okay. There was a kids zone, so people, like I saw, there was points of time where there were cosplayers at the kids zone reading books to kids, and that's really, really cool, because then it gets the kids involved. The autograph signing was in there, and so it led people to the room where people could buy more things. And it is with a con. There was a lack of variety to me. It seemed like everything was steampunky, wastelandy, and while that's not my thing, and that's probably why this is getting a con, it was just, I don't know, it was a lot of the same. It was like you go to the next vendor and it's like, okay, there's more hats and there's more goggles and there's more leather jackets and there's rustic looking things, and it's like, more variety is what I would like. I'd like to see more different things. Like if somebody was selling video games, that would be cool. If there was somebody selling anything other than steampunky wastelandy things. And I know that's not exactly the con's fault, because the cons bring in the vendors that actually pay for their tables, and so that's okay. But it does get a con because I'd like to see more variety next year. However, on the plus side though, pro goes to finding some hidden gem artwork in the artist room. Holy crap, I hadn't seen Ronin Warrior art at any convention I've ever been to in the last 10 years. Found some Ronin artwork. It's Ronin Warrior artwork. I can't talk. Next, we're going to talk about the staff, and we're going to start with a pro, and we're going to talk about the con chairs. Chris, Tara, James, Monk, thank you guys for everything you do, all your hard work. Without you guys, GlitchCon would be next to nothing. And actually, staff's going to get a second pro with the staff itself, and that's everybody below the con chairs. To, you know, like William and Savvy, to Corey J. Phillips, to everybody who was staff and helped out the con. You guys were nice, you were helpful, you were always there when we needed, you kept the line short, you guys were really good and really on point, and I appreciate all of your work. Thank you guys. Now we have to talk about gaming. And I'm going to start with the good before we go to the bad. We're going to give a pro to the LARP and the tabletop rooms. 2 pros. The LARP almost needed a bigger room. Like every time I saw that room, it was packed. It's crazy to think about that, because LARP isn't something that I'm really into. Like, I have this thought of, since I'm not into it, then nobody is. And that's dumb, but it's a thought that I have. But looking into that room, it's like, holy crap, there's so many people in there. They need a bigger room. They really do. They need a bigger room for next year, because LARP is a big thing at GlitchCon, and that's great. Tabletop was, as always, a focal point of the whole convention. GlitchCon has always kind of been focused on tabletop gaming, and that's wonderful. I love playing tabletop games. I unfortunately didn't have any time to sit down and play it. I'm gonna try to fit it in my schedule for next year if I get to come. So like I said, I didn't get to actually sit down and play any of the tabletop games, because unfortunately, like I said, I was just so busy. But I did make sure that I asked around, and I talked to a lot of people via Facebook or Sunday at the convention before I left. And everybody that I talked to all told me that the gaming was great, that it was wonderful, they can't wait to come back and play again. And I hope I actually get to sit down and do that with them. next year if I get to come. Just let me come. Please. We're going to talk about the video game room, and it's the con that I want to talk about the least because it's the one closest to my heart, and it just didn't stack up this year. When I did walk into the game room on Friday, like I said, there was just one Xbox and one PS4, and they both had single player games up, and that's not good because nobody comes to a convention to play a single player game. You want party games, you want competitive games, you want things that are quick and easy, things that people could sit down, play around, and leave. And like I said, it was barren, there wasn't a whole lot there, but what was there, which is even worse to me, was all borrowed from staff, and it's all at the risk of being stolen or lost or damaged, and that's not good either. Email GameStop. GameStop will work with anybody, man. GameStop will bring you all the stuff you need. I also think it's important that you don't kill the video games next year. Even though it was really barren and not great, I think you guys should give it another run every year. Outsource it to people who have been doing it for a while, and find the Arkansas Smash community. I know they exist. I'm in their Facebook page. The Arkansas Fighting Game community. And if you need information to these people, message me, James, Chris, anybody. Message me about it, and I'll get you connected with the people you need to talk to about, running your fighting game tournaments, running Smash Brothers, stuff like that. Because you get things like that, and you get more people into the con. And I want your video game room to be better. I want you to still have a video game room, because like I said, video games are very close to me, and I really want to see it just rise from the ashes that it's in. But for now, it's a con. And lastly, I want to give GlitchCon one final con that doesn't really fit any of the other categories. I want to talk about sticking to your theme. Last year you were Into the Wasteland, and you had the big Fallout vault door, which everybody loved and wanted to take pictures with, because it was really cool, and it was awesome. And you had Don Teams last year, who's a walker in The Walking Dead, and you had J. Michael Tatum, who plays Sir Hammerlock in Borderlands, and Katie Townsend, who's in Fallout 4. All your guests fit the theme. You had big props that everybody wanted to be a part of, and it fit the theme, and that's great. And it was wonderful, and everything kind of fit together, and I loved that. And this year, not so much. This year, your theme was Across the Stars, and your guest didn't really fit the theme. Naruto doesn't fit Across the Stars, and neither does Zombies. When you were thinking of Across the Stars as your theme, why not find voice actors from Voltron? Voltron's super popular right now, or Space Dandy, or Mystery Science Theater, or whatever. I don't know, man. I just wish that the guests and everything kind of would have fit the theme better. And so that gets a con, unfortunately. Overall, GlitchCon was great. I had a fun time at GlitchCon. I can't wait to come back. I owe a lot to GlitchCon. I've said it before in this video. I've said it before in other videos. It's my anniversary con. If it wasn't for GlitchCon letting us in 3 years ago, I wouldn't be making this video right now. I wouldn't be coming to nearly as many cons as I do. And I want to thank you guys for that again, for letting me in and trusting me enough to take your pictures and talk about the con and promote it. And you guys believe in this channel, and I really love that. Thank you guys. So I'm about to give you guys my final score for GlitchCon 2017, but before I do, I would like to hear your thoughts and opinions. So please comment down below, give this video a like. While you're below there commenting, telling me what you thought of the con, subscribe to my channel if you would. Keep in touch with the convention community. Stay up to date with my weekly discussion videos. We have great things planned for this channel, and it can't happen without your support. My final score for GlitchCon 2017 is a 7 out of 10. It was a great con, it had its flaws, but it was great overall. I can't wait to see what you guys do next year, and I hope you guys take everything that I said, good and bad, and you take it with a little grain of salt, and you make everything a little bit better. Till then, I'm Frank Wack. I'll see you all at GlitchCon 2018. Hopefully. Please let me in. Please. I love you. I love you.